peaches! So today's video is going to be the Q&A that I talked about in another video where I asked you guys to ask me some questions. And if you're wondering about my look today, my makeup, my outfit, my everything, it's because my friend is coming over tonight and we're going to watch High School Musical and get drunk. So I thought I wanted to do my best early 2000s Sharpay Evans Barbie kind of look for this because it would be perfect. I don't know, I just thought it would be cool. So yeah, I didn't want to change my makeup just to do this video. So this is how it's going to be. I think it's pretty awesome. I do think I look really cool, but it's not like my everyday style, I guess. Anyway, let's just get into the questions that you guys asked me. So the first questions come from Skilita Sangre. I hope I pronounced that right. And she asks several questions. The first one is, how many languages do you speak? I speak Danish fluently, obviously, since I am from Denmark. I lived here my whole life. I am Danish. And then I speak English. Surprise, surprise. And I can a teeny tiny bit of Japanese, like a few words and things, but never learned it like a lot. But I have been thinking about learning German. I have been thinking about that for a long time, and I finally kind of like did something to kind of learn it. I installed some apps and I found some websites and some books and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be able to learn German soon as well. Do you think you make videos in a language other than English? And no, not really. I have made a few one in Danish, some older ones. I made one with my sister when she was not old enough to know English yet. We spoke Danish in that. She's giving me like a makeover in that video, so you can watch that if you want to hear some Danish. But other than that video, I don't think. Maybe there's been a few in between where I was speaking Danish, and I have spoken Danish in some of the videos, like for a couple of seconds, if it's been a vlog or something like that. But I don't think I'll do videos in other than English, because I do videos in English because I can reach a bigger audience. So if I started making some videos in Danish, there would be a lot of people who wouldn't be able to watch it and enjoy it. So no, and then I would have to spend time putting in subtitles, and that takes a long time and it's so annoying. So I really don't think I will do that. Then she also asked, what are some of your favorite movies? I have so many favorite movies. It really depends on what mood I'm in. Usually I'm mostly a horror fan. And I love like old horror movies. It, for example, the new one is one of my favorite movies. And A Nightmare on Elm Street, the old one, I cannot pronounce that, is also one of my favorites. And Corpse Bride by Tim Burton, and Nightmare Before Christmas is also one of my favorites. And Anastasia, that's not a horror movie, but Anastasia, the cartoon, oh my god, I love it. And The Little Mermaid and Alice in Wonderland, I love those movies. Those are my favorite Disney movies. So I have a lot of favorite movies. I'm not the type of person who can only have one favorite movie or one favorite song or whatever it might be, because it really depends on my mood. I change a lot. I change my fashion a lot. I change my music style a lot, from day to day almost. And you know, also classics like Psycho I really love. I don't know, I have so many favorites. But horror movies in general are usually my favorites. Or Disney movies, I love Disney movies. Oh wait, I just recently watched a movie that I have to add to my list of favorite movies, which is Freaks. It's a 1932 movie. It's black and white or black and gray or whatever you call it. It is so good. It's creepy. It's like a horror movie from 1932, and it's called Freaks, and it's amazing. And you know, my favorite TV show is American Horror Story, and season 4 of that is a freak show. And you can clearly see that American Horror Story took a lot of inspiration from this movie, from this old movie. So it was so cool to see that movie, since I am such a huge fan of American Horror Story. I never knew that they were inspired by this movie, so when I watched this movie I was like, that reminds me a lot of American Horror Story, a lot of the times in the movie. So yeah, definitely that is also one of my new favorite movies, because it's just so good and creepy and old. I love old movies. Where do you and your boyfriend enjoy going together? Movies, dinner, etc. That's kind of difficult, because there's not like one thing that we enjoy together. We do a lot of things. I know a lot of couples have like every Saturday they go to the movies or go to dinner, and that's totally fine, but I cannot do that. I love to experience new things with my boyfriend, so I guess that's my favorite thing to do, is to experience new things. We have been out eating dinner and brunch, and we have been to the movies, and we have, you know, went to some museums and some castles, because there's a lot of castles here in Denmark. And we have taken like picnics and trips to the beach, and you know, we just do a lot of things together, a lot of different things. So I don't have like one specific thing that we enjoy doing together the most. I guess it's just, you know, doing something together, going out and experiencing new things. I guess that's our favorite thing to do. Because as I said, we do a lot of different things, and we really love doing different things and new things all the time. It keeps, you know, everything exciting and awesome and cool, I guess. Then Lisoda Daftgin asks also quite a few questions, and the first one is, how are you doing? Thank you for asking. I'm doing just great. Yeah, I'm doing great. Life is good, pretty much good. There's a few things in my life at the moment that's like things with job and education and stuff like that. I will not get into that now. I'll get into that in another video maybe, once it's all figured out. But other than that, other than all that stress from there, I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing. I love living here. I love my boyfriend. I love my family. I love my friends. I love the summer. It's like everything is just going good, alright? Have you settled down in your new apartment, and how is it to live with someone else? Yes, we have definitely settled down, both me and my boyfriend. Living with someone else, like, I have not lived with anyone else since I was 19, when I was still living at home. That doesn't really count with living with someone else, because it's not like your house, it's your parents' house, you know? That's how I see it. So, you know, I obviously lived with other people. I lived with my siblings and my parents, but, you know, I just lived there. It wasn't like my place in that way. I guess that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me at least. So having, you know, this is my place, and it's also my boyfriend's place, that's kind of weird. I've never done that. I never had a roommate. I never lived with a partner. I went straight from my mom's house into my own apartment that I had for 3 or 4 years almost, I guess. And then I moved in here with my boyfriend. So it has been kind of weird, but actually the weirdest thing is that it hasn't been like super weird. I thought that I would have to get really used to it. I thought it would take time and a lot of mental strength to kind of get used to living with someone else, and a lot of things that I would have to change and that he would have to change. But it's not like super weird. Of course there are some things. It is kind of weird that you live with someone else, and there are some things you have to think about, but it's not like super weird, you know? I really love living with someone else, with my boyfriend. It's really fun, and it's nice, and I really like it. I love it. Even though there has been a few things that, you know, you have to get used to, obviously, but in general, I have been so excited about it, and I'm so happy about living with someone else. How have you divided the chores at home between you and your boyfriend, like laundry, dishes, etc.? So my boyfriend, he has a job. He works 3 days a week, and, you know, a few hours every time. And I don't do anything. I'm just at home all day, every day. So I obviously have most of the chores, because that's just fair, you know? So, you know, with all the cleaning and stuff like that, that's my job. Cooking dinner is my job as well, but that's mostly because my boyfriend doesn't know how to cook, and I love to cook, and I know how to cook. So, you know, that if we want good food, then I have to cook, and that's fine with me. But there's one thing that we do together that, like, my boyfriend helps me with, and that's laundry. And the only reason for that is because, you know, we have a laundry room here in these apartment buildings, and it's in the basement, and I have anxiety and paranoid schizophrenia, so going down in the basement alone is not fun for me. I cannot handle it mentally, and also because the light that's there, like, you press the button and then it's only on for like 5 minutes or something, and then just turns off by itself. So just the thought of me being in there, putting some clothes in the dryer or the washing machine, and then all of a sudden the lights go out, I cannot. I'm so scared of the dark. So my boyfriend kind of has to help me with that, even though, like, if I didn't have a problem with the basement, I would probably do that as well, just because he does have work, and I also like to have some responsibility, so I'm not just sitting here doing nothing all day, you know? But the only reason he has to help me is because I am scared of the basement. So yeah, but we do that together. Other than that, I do pretty much everything. Well, my boyfriend actually does the dishes most of the time. I just did them now because he's not here and I had the time to do them. But usually it's like he does the dishes while I'm cooking. you know, like that. So yeah, he does have a little bit of chores, but I definitely have most of them because, you know, that's just fair. He works all day, so that's kind of my work, is to clean the house and everything, and I don't mind it. I actually think it's quite nice and satisfying. So yeah, it's all good. That's how we divided the chores. Will you do book recommendation videos where you share books that you think people should read? Yes and no. I have one book recommendation video that I think about making once I've finished all the books. It's about body positivity books and stuff like that. Because those are books that, like, no matter what you're into, no matter what kind of genres you like of books, these kind of things are still important that everyone in the world knows, like about body positivity and the diet industry and everything like that, and why it's bullshit. So once I finished reading the books that I have on that subject, I will probably make a video about that, recommending those books if they're good, obviously. But I'm not sure if I want to do it otherwise, because then I would have to, like, I can't just sit with a book and say, you should read this. Because if it's like a fantasy book and you're just not into fantasy, then you shouldn't read it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. So that's kind of like, yeah, I can talk a little bit about it in some videos, but I don't want to do a whole video only talking about book that I recommend, because it's such, you know, there's such a different variety of genres and books and what people like. So I don't think it would be good for everyone, I guess. What is your favorite food? My favorite food is pizza with a lot of cheese and mushrooms on it. That's my favorite food. Very specific. And I know everyone's favorite food is pizza, but you know, that's how it is. Pizza is the best food in the world. That's just a fact. And I love mushrooms on everything. And I love cheese. Like cheese, I love cheese. So obviously my pizza will have to have a shit ton of cheese on it and a lot of mushrooms. Then I am super happy. So that's definitely my favorite food. Then Andravis98 asks, what types of phones have you had over the years and which ones has been your favorite so far? So I'm not one of those people who have like had all the iPhones and all the smartphones and stuff. I only had 2 smartphones, including the one I have now. I'll put in some pictures here of all my old phones. These are the ones that are not smartphones, but ones that I had when I was like younger. I got my first phone when I was 10 years old. And then the other ones, I don't really remember the timeline when I got them and how long I had them, but you know, I had them when I was a child and those were fine. Those were really good. One of my favorites of those were definitely either this one or this one. I just remember that I really love them. I love the way they work with the buttons. I love the way they looked as well. So those 2 are definitely my favorite of my old ones. So besides all those, I had, as I said, only 2 since then, 2 smartphones. One of them is this one. This is my Samsung S6 Galaxy, I guess it's called. This is my current one, and then the one I had before this is this one, which is iPhone 5C, I guess it's called. Definitely this is my favorite. I hate iPhones. I always hated Apple products. I don't know why I decided to get an iPhone, because I never liked MacBooks. You know, the only thing I liked from Apple was iPods, but that's just because it's the only kind of thing that could play music, I guess. As far as I understood. At least that was, you know, available here. But other than that, I always hated Apple. I really don't like Apple. It's so overpriced as well, like what the fuck, and it's not even that good. Samsung is definitely better, like 100 times better than an iPhone. So of, you know, smartphones and everything, and just in general as well, this is definitely my favorite, because it's just very, very good. And I will never ever go back to an iPhone. That was a fun question. Like, I saw this question and then I got really excited about finding pictures of my old phones. And you know, at first I could only remember 3 that I had, but then when I searched I was like, oh shit, I had that one as well, you know? So this was a really fun question, kind of nostalgic, made me look at my old phones. So thank you for that question, that was lovely. And then they also ask, and do you have any tips/things to know when you're getting tongue split? And yes, I do. I have 2 videos about it on my channel that you can go watch right now. The first one is a split tongue diary of the first 7 days, like from the day I got it and then to the day that my stitches were taken out. And a little bit after that, I guess. I think I remember that. And then the other one is a 4.5 months update. And that update, like a lot of people ask me questions on that video, like how is it doing now? like my 4.5 months update is pretty much how it's doing still. Nothing much has changed in that time, because at that point, like 4.5 months, it was completely healed. I'd gotten super used to it, everything like that. So just go watch those 2 videos, and if you have any questions that I don't answer in any of those videos, you are welcome to ask me in the comments down below and I will answer them. But I should share like most of the important things in those 2 videos. And you know, the 4.5 month update I made is also FAQ, like frequently asked questions. So if you're getting your tongue split or thinking about it, you should definitely watch those 2 videos. And if there's something else that I don't talk about in the videos, you're more than welcome to ask me in like another one of my videos, or just in the comments to one of those videos, and I will answer it as good as I can. Then Destiny Carrie Polly asked, are you open about BDSM or maybe the pet play or DDLG side of things? Yes, I'm obviously very open about it because it's on my YouTube channel that is public for everyone in the entire world to see. So yes, I am very open about it. And if you mean like open to friends and family, yes, I'm also open as well to them with it, because most of my friends and most of my family are subscribed to my channel. So they, even though they don't watch the videos, like some of them maybe do, I don't know, but even the people who don't watch those kind of videos, they still see the title and obviously can, you know, make the connection that I'm probably into those kind of things. And you know, I have a few friends and family members who I have talked about these kind of things with. So it's like, I don't know, I never understood the kind of thing where people feel they need to hide it. It's so sad whenever I see people like, I want to live this kind of lifestyle, but I don't want my parents to know, or I don't want my friends to know. Like, why not? It's healthy. It's healthy to have this kind of sexuality, I guess. It's healthy to know what you like and do it. There are so many people out there who don't do it, who just keep it hidden, never does anything about it, and that is so unhealthy. Sex and fetishes are like one of the most natural things in the world. It's just as natural as eating and pooping. So I don't see why we should hide it more than we hide those things. We don't hide the fact that we're eating food. Like, so why should we hide sex, you know? I never understood that mentality, and I know that people can be very judgmental. Sadly, because we do live in a world where sex is taboo, and especially when it comes to fetishes. But then I'm that kind of person, like if someone in my family, even if it was my own mother, would shame me for having these kind of kinks and would just say I'm disgusting, I would say, get the fuck out of my life. As I said, even if it was my own mother. I don't have time for bullshit people. I don't have a room for them in my life. So if any of my friends or family members all of a sudden came to me and said, I think it's disgusting that you do BDSM or DTLG, I'm shaming you for it, I'm not okay with you doing it, I would say, bye bitch. You know, it's their loss. I'm an awesome person, so if they want to throw away my friendship or family membership, I guess, it's their fault for not being open-minded. I don't want close-minded people in my circle of friends or family. If someone shames me for anything that I do or am, then they can get the fuck out of my life. As I said, sex and BDSM and kinks is so natural. It's a part of me, it's a part of my personality. So if someone shames that I like DDLG or BDSM, then they are shaming my personality. They're shaming who I am as a person. Like, why would you want to be with one of those people, or why would you want those people in your life? Someone who shames you for who you are as a person and who your personality is and stuff like that. So yeah, long rant, I'm sorry. I just really want to spread the word. I really want more people to just step up and say, this is what I like. If you don't like it, you can fuck off, you know? Because we really need more of that in this world. So yes, I'm 100% honest. If someone, random person on the street came up and asked me about it, I would just answer it as honest as I possibly could. And if someone at like a family gathering started asking me questions like, how do you do it? Why do you do it? I would also be completely honest. Even if I shared a little more than they wanted to hear, I don't care. If they can't handle it, that's not my problem. So yes, I am very open about it because I think that's the best way to live life, because ever since I started just embracing all my kinks and fetishes, and ever since I started being open about it, I have been so much happier with myself. I have gotten so much more confident just in general, not just on those things, but in general about myself. I have been so much more confident after coming out as a BDSM and DDLG participant, I guess. So yeah, also just in general with sex, even if you're just into vanilla sex, I think it is so freaking healthy for your mental health and also for your physical pleasure when it comes to sex, to be open about it. Because if you can tell your friends and family, like, I like this kind of thing, I like this kind of thing, then it is so easy to tell your partner. There are many couples out there who are too scared to tell their partner what they like. And then they just end up living an entire life without getting the pleasure that they need. And there's a lot of women who never experience having an orgasm. There's so many ways you can get an orgasm. It's not just about sticking the dick in her. So if you're a woman out there who know, yeah, I can only get an orgasm if someone is playing with my nipples, and you're too scared to tell your partner that, don't be too scared. This is not about him feeling uncomfortable or you making him uncomfortable. It's about you and your pleasure, and that comes first. His pleasure also obviously comes first, but you know, your pleasure comes way before embarrassing anything, you know. Does that even make sense? I'm just rambling right now. Anyway, I'm sorry. Next question. And then the last question is from Diane Chan, and she asks, are you planning any new piercings or tattoos? I'm always planning new tattoos, and piercings, not so much. I have been thinking for a long time about getting one here, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think it will happen. I think it looks cute, but no, I don't think so. I'm not sure. But tattoos, as I said, I'm always planning new tattoos. I don't think I will ever be finished with tattoos. And you know, I do have a few specific ones that I want, but not too many. You know, it's more like I know that I want something here and here and here, you know. But I definitely know that my right leg will be covered in Alice in Wonderland tattoos. I already have a few Alice in Wonderland tattoos on that leg, so I do want to get the entire leg covered just in Alice in Wonderland. That's obviously going to take some time and some money, so that is not in the near future. But I don't want like one piece, because I already have 2 pieces of Alice in Wonderland tattoos on my legs. So, you know, I want 1 tattoo, and then another tattoo, and then another one, until one day it's entirely covered just in Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, that's kind of like the only specific tattoo idea that I have right now. But I do know that I want many more tattoos one day. So that was the video. I'm so sorry. I feel like I could not talk today. I don't know why, but I feel like I've been mumbling and stumbling and falling in the words, or whatever you say. So I'm sorry about that. But this was the Q&A, and I hope I answered all your guys' questions as good as you wanted me to. If you have any other questions, just for fun, you can leave them in the comments down below and I will answer them. Press the like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and thank you for watching.